Hello everyone, I am Gurmanjot and this is the very first tutorial in this video series. So let's start. So this page is the start page. Whenever you open QTP, the start page will open up. You just have to open a new test like this one. Now in this program, what we are going to do is we are going to access our Gmail accounts using QTP. So first of all, we will have to open the Internet Explorer. Make sure that you open the Internet Explorer only after the QTP has been opened. Otherwise, the QTP is not going to detect this Internet Explorer. Let's just move on to gmail.com. Now, as we all know that we need to enter our email ID, the password, and then we have to click on the sign in button. So there are three objects in it, two edit boxes, namely email and the password, and one web button which is a sign in. So we have to add these three objects into the object repository of the QTP, as I am going to do now. So add objects to local. I am going to add the objects. First of all, I am going to add the email web edit or email edit box. Just have to click it and it will automatically be added to the object repository of QTP. In the same way, the other two objects, that is the password web edit and the sign in web button, can be added to the object repository. After these objects are added to the repository, the QTP will identify them, can identify them easily. Now we have added all the objects, all the required objects into the object repository, and now we can write our script. Okay, this very first line is used to set the data into the email web edit or email edit box, and the data will be your email ID. In this case, I have just I'm just entering a random value or garbage value. Similarly, the same code goes for the password web edit, like this one. In the password field, we are actually entering JSDH and so on. And now the third action which is going to be performed is that we have to click on the sign in button. Dot click. Now we are good to go. We can now run this program or run this script and see the results. So as we can see that the data are actually fed to the desired edit boxes, and sign in button is clicked. Obviously the data is garbage or invalid, that's why we are not able to sign in. If correct data is entered, surely you will be able to sign in to your Gmail account. Now this is only one method of accessing the Gmail account. There are two more methods of accessing your Gmail account or of entering the data. In the method 1, we actually used the data in the lines of code, whereas in method 2 we are going to store the data in a data table, and then we are going to fetch that data from that data table, as I am going to do now. Right now I am declaring two variables. Email and PWD password, and what I am going to do is click on the data table. As you can see, a data table appears. I'm just going to change the column names Make sure that these column names are case sensitive, so you will have to be careful while writing the code. EM is for email and P is for password. Now I am entering the data for 3 users. Let's enter the data for 3 users. User 1 in row 1, user 2 in row 2, and user 3 in row 3. And this is basically the syntax for fetching the data from data table. And now we have to write em, small em, and we have to be sure that it is in smaller alphabets or small characters, as it is case sensitive. We cannot write capital EM or capital E small m. It will give an error in that case. Now the email value is fetched and it is stored in the variable email, and similarly the value of P is fetched and stored into the PWD, and the same code can be copied, and instead of instead of writing the data in your code, we have actually replaced the data with the variables. So this looks much more better as compared to the method 1. So let's just give a wait time of 4 seconds between each iteration. It will attempt a login for one user, and then it will wait for 4 seconds, and it will again attempt a login for the second user, and so on. So let's just run it. So this is a login attempt for the first user, and it is showing that the data entered is incorrect. It waited for 4 seconds. This is for the second user. So as you can see that there are 3 iterations for 3 different users. So this was the data table method. We can also use another method. We can actually store the data as our environment variables, user defined environment variables. Let's just make it as a comment so that it does not get executed again and again. Okay, now I'm going to click on the settings button. Yes, settings. Click on environment, and variable type is user defined, and I can add my own variables. This is also case sensitive, so we have to make sure while writing the variable names in the script. So this was for the email, and let's write P for the password. Let's just give it a random value. Click OK. The syntax for fetching the value is a bit different as compared to the data table syntax. We just have to replace the data table with the keyword environment, and rest everything is same. Here we cannot write small e, otherwise it will give an error, as it is case sensitive. course we can use the same line of code. Now we can execute it. And it is running correctly.